Our soundbar bout would take place in the perfect domestic setting, this freshly constructed house in Bristol. And with both of our soundbars claiming to offer a truly cinematic experience, it's time to find out if Sonos' entry-level Beam is better value than their high-end Arc. This is the Sonos Beam, and inside here I have 4 bassy woofers.
Well, my Sonos Arc takes your 4 woofers and raises the number by 4. Enough for a whole kennel's worth of deep-throated woofery.
Woof, woof. Well, it probably explains why that is so big. I mean, it can't even fit on the table.
I know, but TV's getting wider now.
Well, my Sonos Beam might be bijou, but it can still fill a room with sound with no less than 5 digital amplifiers crammed in.
But my Sonos Arc has 11 amps and 3 tweeters that fire sound in multiple directions to create a virtual surround sound effect.
All right, I only have 1 tweeter, but I also have these. These Symphonisk bookshelf speakers are made for Sonos for none other than IKEA. That's right, John, forget virtual surround sound. For just £89 each, I can connect a pair of these up to my Beam and make real surround sound and still save a chunk of change compared to your Arc.
OK, you've got 3 boxes to my 1, but you're missing the magic ingredient.
Which is?
Dolby Atmos.
My Arc creates Dolby Atmos sound by bouncing sound waves off the walls and ceiling, making it seem like there are not only speakers in front of and beside you, but also above you, creating a dome of sound.
OK, my Beam and IKEA bookshelf speakers aren't Dolby Atmos rated. However, they can deliver proper surround sound using physical speakers positioned in different areas of the room.
At which point, the producer got in touch with some work to do.
OK. Test 1. You'll now proceed to the lounge where you'll need to set up your surround sound systems. Let's go.
So, test 1 is all about which is easiest to install.
The Beam is super simple to set up. Just plug in your HDMI cable, your power cable, download the Sonos controller app, and you're good to go.
What about these?
Do not sweat, JB. They connect wirelessly to the Beam. You just need to plug them into the mains and then add them in to your Sonos app.
So, what about my Arc? Well, because all its speakers are built in, the setup's even easier.
Just the power cable and the HDMI.
And that's it, is it?
Well, basically, yes, although if you're going to get the full Dolby Atmos experience, you're going to need a pretty upmarket and modern TV.
Whilst both our systems would now work, one more job remained to get the most out of them: calibration. The app's True Play function instructs my Beam and IKEA speakers to send out a series of beeps, which your phone records and sends back to the system to help create the best surround effects.
And my Arc uses the same process. The way the beeps reflect off your walls and furnishings allows the Arc to create the best virtual Dolby Atmos effect it can in your room. Both systems have been easy to set up, though with fewer speakers to calibrate, my Arc has been a fraction easier. So wins test 1.
Time for test 2, which was announced by my Beam.
Congratulations on setting up your surround sound. Next, it's time to compare which is best at positioning sound around the room.
We've been provided with a promo reel from Dolby, which features precise directional test audio without the distraction of a full-blown movie soundtrack. But will our soundbars replicate the desired effect? We'll kick off with my Beam IKEA combo.
That's really good, actually. It's more impressive than I expected.
These speakers make it truly immersive. You really feel like you're in amongst the jungle.
I mean, you certainly get everything positioned round the room, but you don't get any sense of height, I don't think. I mean, any sense that the birds are tweeting in the sky or those insects are down on the ground. I think the sound is all at one level.
That's a very good point.
Time for my standalone soundbar. Will the Arc's Dolby Atmos be able to place the sound around the room more accurately?
Not as good.
Not as good.
No, it isn't. Well, you get good positioning across, nothing from behind.
Nothing from behind.
I was expecting to hear more height to the sound. You know, I was expecting to see hear the birds coming from the sky above.
Yes.
And I'm not getting that, really.
For me, there was a clear winner. The Beam/IKEA setup gave such a better placement of sound.
I have to agree with you.
So it's honours even in our challenge so far. Time for the final test, which once again is delivered by my Beam.
Surround sound is more than just where the sound comes from. It's how it makes you feel.
We've been supplied with a Dolby Atmos trailer of Star Wars series The Mandalorian. It's the perfect way to test how our soundbars perform in a real-world scenario, settling down in front of the telly to watch some epic entertainment.
Whilst the Sonos Arc can play back the audio as intended by the director, the Beam has to down-convert the signal to play through its fewer speakers. But which is best? Once again, the Beam goes first.
You know this is no place for a child. Wherever I go, he goes.
That sounds much less impressive than the clip we had for the earlier test. It doesn't have that body to it, that feeling of involvement at all, and the vocals were a bit lost as well, I felt.
Yeah, I mean, again, the sort of sense of space.
Oh, there's lots of things
was
going
amazing.
on.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which I guess it proved to do that in the last test. But you're right, it definitely on the sort of the bassy, louder sequences, it didn't.
There wasn't
come
any
across.
bass.
No,
there wasn't. I'd want those engines to be roaring away and annoying the neighbours.
Time for the Ark. Can it rumble the rafters?
You know this is no place for a child. Wherever I go, he goes.
I mean, you can immediately tell that you've got double the amount of woofers in there. It's got a real lovely, rich sound.
But it feels immediately a much more involving sound. There's a lot more bass going on. There's a lot of presence there. It really did give you that extra oomph to the effects, that extra feeling of involvement with the vocals.
So there we have it. If you want the best cinematic experience, it's my Ark that comes out on top.
So, John, when it comes to Sonos soundbars, you do get a better sound if you spend a bit more money.
Yes, well, but there is a caveat. After we finished filming, I did some more testing of the Ark, and I found quite a few significant lip sync issues with the Ark, with certain inputs. I think it's very dependent on what sort of TV you use for it. And I do think if you buy one, you should be prepared to take it back if it doesn't play well with your particular system.
OK, sounds like a job for a Resolver.
Be listening.